Keys to a Productive Life. Written and published by Sonic Tome. The first few seconds of waking up often set the tone for the rest of the day, though we don't always notice. There's a subtle power in those moments, a quiet space before the rush of expectations, demands, and distractions. How you choose to navigate that delicate window between slumber and alertness can determine the direction of your day, and ultimately, your life. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to navigate the complexities of life with ease, while others are constantly in survival mode, reacting instead of responding? It's not just about managing time or hustling harder. The difference lies in how you show up for yourself in those first few moments after waking, in the intentional choices you make from the very beginning. The way you begin shapes what you carry forward, fueling your momentum, focus, and resilience. It's easy to get lost in the noise of everything around you, to get caught up in what you should be doing. But true power doesn't come from doing more. It comes from aligning your actions with purpose, intention, and the unwavering belief that your journey is shaped by how you start, how you respond, and ultimately how you show up each day. That's where the magic lies. Not in perfection, but in presence. In the small, purposeful steps that compound into something much larger than you realize. Success, fulfillment, and lasting impact don't happen by accident. They are crafted day by day through choices that bring clarity, focus, and a deep connection to the life you are building. It begins with the smallest actions, a shift in perspective, a slight adjustment in the way you approach each day. You don't need to wait for a breakthrough moment or a sign from the universe. The key is already in your hands, ready to be unlocked. All it takes is a willingness to start, intentionally, mindfully, purposefully. Chapter 1. The Power of the Right Start. The morning is a canvas, a fresh, unspoiled chance to set the tone for everything that follows. Think of the first few minutes after waking as an opportunity to align with the person you're striving to become. Before the demands of the day come rushing in, there's a brief, powerful moment where you can choose your energy, your focus, and your attitude. Waking up is more than a transition from sleep to alertness. It's a chance to engage with intention. The way you wake up affects not only the hours that follow, but the kind of person you become over time. Imagine a routine that goes beyond a hurried brush with the snooze button. The way you treat those early minutes tells your mind and body what to expect, shaping your day with quiet intention. As you open your eyes, let the first thoughts be those that ground and elevate you. Picture thoughts like gratitude and optimism flooding in to color your perspective, enhancing your outlook before anything external even touches your mind. With this simple practice, you're affirming control over your state, planting seeds of purpose. Rather than diving into a flood of messages and notifications, allow yourself to check in with what you need from the day, not what the day needs from you. It's this small boundary, a few minutes of purposeful awareness, that can start to transform your entire approach. A powerful morning mindset doesn't need to be grand or complicated. The power lies in consistency. Whether it's a few deep breaths, a quiet moment to focus, or even a thought of gratitude, these simple acts accumulate. Over time, they provide a deeper sense of calm and preparedness that radiates into every corner of your day. When you have a morning rhythm, even one built on the smallest actions, you become someone who meets the day prepared, less shaken by distractions or surprises. From here, take the next step in your routine as if you're setting a sequence of dominoes, each one reinforcing the energy of the last. This can be as simple as making your bed, taking a few moments to stretch, or enjoying a few sips of water. These tiny rituals aren't about the actions themselves. They're signals to your mind that you're in control and creating stability. Small choices compound over time to make bigger changes. By focusing on simple acts that feel meaningful, you create a steady foundation that supports your highest aims. Another aspect of a powerful start is choosing how you feed your mind. Reading something inspiring or listening to a motivational clip can offer a spark, but choose content that truly resonates, that stays with you as you go through the motions. Avoid letting random media or news dictate your mindset. Instead, select inputs that uplift and align with what you hope to achieve. This is your time, so guard it closely. What you consume, even for a few minutes, will echo throughout your day, influencing how you respond to challenges, interact with others, and make decisions. In the morning, it's easy to feel as if you're preparing for an unseen storm. Some days are full of unknowns, and a strong start isn't about anticipating every obstacle, but building the mental resilience to meet them. By grounding yourself in your routine, you're creating a steady anchor point, something that helps you stay calm and focused, even when the day's demands swirl around you. This grounding builds a sense of internal stability, a personal rhythm that carries you forward with greater ease and confidence. Every morning is a reminder of your potential to shape your day, and, in turn, your life. This isn't just about checking off a list of to-dos. It's about stepping into a version of yourself that you respect and admire. As you leave behind the initial moments of the day, you carry with you an invisible momentum that supports every goal, choice, and action. Chapter 2. Building a solid core. Imagine your mind as a room. It's filled with everything you accumulate: thoughts, concerns, aspirations, and distractions, some valuable, others unnecessary. When your mind is cluttered, it's hard to find what matters among the noise. To build a solid core, start by creating space. Clearing out the mental clutter is about identifying what aligns with who you want to be and what moves you closer to your goals. To strengthen your focus, start by knowing where you stand in relation to your objectives. Define what's essential and relevant in your life, so that these priorities don't get buried under irrelevant demands or trivial distractions. This isn't about removing everything, but about selectively keeping what truly deserves your attention. Instead of letting every piece of information or distraction rush in, imagine filtering your thoughts through a clear lens, allowing only what's beneficial to enter. In the same way, building clarity requires looking past the surface. Often, our goals are a collection of fragmented desires and motivations. Take the time to refine these into a cohesive vision. Think of clarity as shining a light on what you want so brightly that it's impossible to miss. When you can clearly see the path you're on, the distractions lose their appeal, and you're left with a sense of calm determination. This clarity is a quiet strength, a silent but powerful force that makes decision-making natural, almost effortless. Balance is an essential part of this foundation. It's tempting to believe that relentless hustle is the way forward, but over time it can wear down even the strongest of minds. Balance doesn't mean doing less. It means doing what matters without depleting yourself. This involves tuning into yourself regularly, sensing when it's time to push forward and when it's necessary to step back and recharge. Think of balance as the tension in a well-tuned instrument, a give and take that keeps you resilient, sharp, and ready for what comes next. A balanced core also rests on an appreciation of boundaries. Boundaries are not barriers but intentional choices to guard your energy. When you set boundaries, you're not limiting yourself. You're preserving the resources you need for growth. Boundaries create a sacred space for focus, a room for clarity to settle, and they allow you to direct your time and effort toward what fulfills you. Building a solid core is not a single achievement, but a daily practice of reconnecting with your purpose and refining your focus. Think of it as a commitment to yourself, a promise to filter out the unnecessary and honor what brings you closer to your goals. The energy you invest in this internal structure pays off in resilience, giving you a calm presence that feels centered no matter the chaos that surrounds you. Every step toward a solid core, whether it's removing distractions, clarifying your purpose, or finding balance, helps you transform your approach to life. Instead of chasing after every demand, you create a rhythm that keeps you aligned, unshaken, and constantly moving toward the vision you've built. Chapter 3. Sustaining the flow. Time is a fixed resource. It moves forward, unyielding and indifferent. But energy, that's a resource we can influence, replenish, and align. Learning to manage energy, rather than simply counting the hours, is what creates a productive life without burnout. When you understand how to harness and sustain energy, you enter a state of flow, a focused, energized state where tasks seem to complete themselves, where you're fully immersed in the present. It's about rhythm and alignment rather than force. Every person has their own energy rhythms, patterns that repeat through the day. Some people come alive in the morning, filled with ideas and motivation, while others find clarity in the quiet hours of the evening. Tuning into these natural rhythms transforms productivity from a rigid schedule to an organic flow. When you work with these patterns, productivity feels effortless, almost enjoyable. It's not about powering through, but learning when to act and when to recharge. The secret to sustaining energy lies in building small practices that don't drain, but replenish. Pay attention to those habits that nurture you, whether they're simple pauses for reflection, short bursts of physical movement, or moments that bring you back to the present. These small interludes aren't interruptions. They're refueling stations. They give your mind and body a chance to reset, to avoid that slow descent into fatigue. Instead of pushing your energy beyond its limits, you're investing in its longevity. Consider how emotions play into energy too. When you're uplifted, motivated, and engaged, energy feels boundless. But stress, frustration, and monotony can drain it as surely as running a marathon. Build awareness of your emotional responses throughout the day. If something brings you down, don't power through it. Address it, even if it means taking a few minutes to recalibrate. By managing emotions, you protect your energy from unnecessary depletion. Focus, too, has an energy cost. Every time your attention shifts, it requires a subtle reset. Practicing single-task focus helps conserve energy, keeping it directed and uninterrupted. Treat your attention as a precious resource, guiding it with care toward what's important. Multitasking may feel productive, but it spreads energy thin, leading to quick depletion. When you fully immerse in one task at a time, you're not only conserving energy, but amplifying its impact. Break your day into segments that align with your natural peaks and dips in energy. During high-energy times, focus on complex or creative work that requires deep thought. When energy dips, shift to lighter tasks like organizing or planning. This way, you're matching the task to the energy available, maximizing output without overexerting. Listen to the cues your body gives. When you respect these rhythms, productivity flows without the friction of forced effort. Sustaining the flow also means creating space for reflection and reset, rather than pushing yourself from one goalpost to the next. Take time to step back, assess, and adjust. This isn't a luxury but a necessity for long-term vitality. Even moments of stillness can become active parts of the flow, allowing your mind to settle, refocus, and prepare for what's next. When energy management becomes second nature, productivity becomes a joy rather than a grind. You move through your day with a sense of ease, in harmony with yourself, not at odds with time. This flow is sustainable because it's grounded in respect for your own rhythms, a quiet understanding of when to lean in and when to let go. It's a way of working that values presence over pressure, and in doing so, it brings out the best of what you have to offer. Chapter 4. A Mindset of Resilience. Resilience is not a fixed trait. It's a mindset you cultivate, a way of viewing challenges as opportunities to grow stronger. When setbacks arise, they don't have to be barriers. They can be stepping stones, each one a chance to learn, adapt, and expand your potential. This perspective shifts the focus from what went wrong to what can be gained, no matter how difficult the situation seems. In seeing setbacks as natural parts of the journey, you free yourself from the paralysis of failure. In times of difficulty, endurance isn't just about grit or grinding through. It's about understanding that progress doesn't always look like forward movement. Sometimes progress is about standing firm, about not giving in to discouragement or frustration. It's the mental and emotional flexibility to face any obstacle without letting it break you. This kind of endurance grows from learning to let go of outcomes and embracing the process. When you stop tying your self-worth to every success or failure, you find the freedom to take risks without fear. Developing endurance for the long haul also means understanding the value of small victories. These moments aren't trivial. They're the proof points that you're moving forward, even if the big picture isn't entirely clear yet. Small victories are the fuel that keeps resilience alive, so celebrate them, no matter how modest they may seem. They are the reminders of what you're capable of, the breadcrumbs that keep you on the path even when the way forward is murky. Resilience thrives in self-compassion, in treating yourself with understanding and patience rather than harsh criticism. In moments of failure, self-compassion is the voice that says, "This setback doesn't define you." It's the ability to forgive yourself when things don't go as planned, to learn without the weight of shame or regret. This compassionate stance not only makes you more resilient, but also gives you the clarity to adapt and pivot. Another element of resilience is reframing, taking any difficulty and asking, "What can this teach me?" Instead of dwelling on the frustration, focus on what insights the challenge might reveal. Did it expose an area where you can improve? Did it uncover strengths you hadn't realized? Every setback carries within it the seeds of wisdom, and by reframing, you transform obstacles into lessons. This approach turns adversity into a tool for growth, allowing each setback to contribute to your strength. Remember that resilience is not about avoiding hardship, but about finding strength in it. Resilient people don't escape pain or failure. They face it with an open heart and a strong mind, knowing that every challenge they encounter has the potential to bring them closer to their best self. The journey becomes one of learning, adapting, and growing, not despite the setbacks, but because of them. The mindset of resilience transforms the way you approach life, turning every experience into an opportunity to become more adaptable, more understanding, and ultimately, more capable of facing whatever comes next. In the end, resilience isn't just surviving, it's about thriving no matter what the journey brings. Chapter 5. The Art of Meaningful Connections. In life, we're shaped by the people we choose to keep close. The power of meaningful connections lies in the depth of understanding, trust, and inspiration they bring. Surrounding yourself with like-minded allies isn't just about convenience or shared interests. It's about building a circle that brings out the best in you and fuels your growth. These relationships have a quality that transcends the surface, creating a network that feels like a true extension of yourself, where mutual respect and encouragement become the foundation. Meaningful connections are built on shared values and a sense of purpose. When the people in your life resonate with your goals and vision, they become more than just company. They become allies who reinforce your path. This shared understanding forms a bond that doesn't just support, but elevates. It's the difference between people who merely witness your journey and those who actively contribute to it, through both highs and lows. The power of these connections isn't just in what they bring to your life, but in what you bring to theirs. Supporting others through genuine encouragement and inspiration deepens the relationship. This isn't about grand gestures, but the small, sincere ways you show up for each other. Sometimes it's a simple message that reminds someone of their strengths, or a moment of listening when they need it most. In meaningful connections, support becomes a natural flow, not an obligation or a transaction. Building these relationships requires authenticity. Show up as you are, without pretense or masks. True connections thrive when both people can be their genuine selves, without fear of judgment. Vulnerability then becomes a bridge to deeper understanding. By sharing not only successes but doubts, fears, and setbacks, you invite others to see the whole picture of who you are. This openness invites trust, the cornerstone of any meaningful bond. Another crucial element is intentionality. Meaningful connections don't happen by chance. They require time, attention, and commitment. Carve out moments to connect deeply, whether that's through conversation, shared experiences, or even quiet presence. The people you invest in will often be the ones who help shape your journey, so give these relationships the time and care they deserve. Avoid letting these connections fade into the background of daily life. Make them a priority. Purposeful relationships also have the power to challenge you, to help you grow in ways you may not have anticipated. Like-minded allies don't simply agree with you. They provide perspective, insight, and sometimes a healthy dose of reality. They're the ones who can point out blind spots, who can offer a different angle on challenges, who can remind you to keep pushing forward when the path feels unclear. These relationships act as mirrors, reflecting both strengths and areas for growth, helping you see beyond your own viewpoint. As you nurture these connections, you build a community that becomes a source of resilience. Life's challenges don't feel as daunting when you know you're supported by people who truly understand you. This circle becomes a refuge, a space where you can recharge and gain perspective, knowing that whatever happens, you're not alone on the journey. The strength of these bonds brings a sense of belonging, a reminder that your path isn't one you're walking in isolation. Meaningful connections ultimately become one of the most enduring aspects of a fulfilled life. They shape who you are, inspire who you're becoming, and bring richness to your experience. When you enrich your circle with those who lift you, support you, and inspire you, you create a foundation of purpose and meaning. This art of connecting deeply, of choosing relationships that nourish rather than drain, is a transformative practice that resonates throughout every other area of your life. Chapter 6. Finding Freedom in Discipline. Discipline often gets misunderstood as a form of restriction, yet at its core, it's a pathway to freedom. When you create structure in your life, you open up space for creativity and growth to thrive, without the chaos that unchecked spontaneity can bring. It's the practice of setting boundaries that allows you to direct your energy with purpose, rather than scattering it in countless directions. Within those boundaries, you're free to dive deeper, explore ideas with more intention, and ultimately make meaningful progress. Consider the rhythm of routines. Routines are not cages that trap you. Rather, they are anchors that ground you, providing a solid base from which you can take on the unknown. When the essential aspects of your life have a dedicated time and space, you're liberated from the constant mental juggling of what's next. A well-crafted routine frees up mental energy, allowing you to channel your focus toward pursuits that require your best thinking and creativity. The power of discipline is that it builds consistency. This consistency becomes a quiet force that, over time, fuels growth in ways that sporadic bursts of effort simply can't match. Discipline is like planting seeds that, with daily attention, grow steadily. You may not see immediate results, but the impact compounds, slowly building a foundation of growth and resilience. Over time, you become more skilled, more focused, and more capable, achieving things that once seemed daunting or out of reach. Yet discipline isn't about rigidly adhering to every rule or schedule. Real freedom and discipline lies in understanding when to pivot and adapt. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is step away from the routine, allowing space for fresh perspectives. Embracing moments of spontaneity within a structured framework adds flexibility to discipline. It's the balance between dedication and adaptability. This balance lets you respond to the unexpected with ease, without feeling like you're straying off course. When discipline becomes a way of life, it shapes your relationship with time. You no longer feel like time is something to chase or control. Instead, you start to see time as an ally, something you can navigate confidently. With a disciplined approach, you're able to carve out moments for the things that matter most, whether it's work, relationships, or personal pursuits. Each hour becomes purposeful, each day intentional, and within this structure you find the freedom to engage fully in the present. Discipline also strengthens resilience. By committing to certain practices, even on days when motivation is low, you cultivate mental toughness. You learn to move forward regardless of circumstances, finding strength in the consistency of your actions. This resilience becomes your safety net, reminding you that progress doesn't always feel inspiring or energizing. Yet it's in these disciplined moments of showing up, especially when it's difficult, that you build the foundation of your greatest achievements. The real beauty of discipline is that it doesn't limit you. It clarifies what truly matters. By eliminating the unnecessary, you're able to pursue what brings fulfillment with a clearer mind and a stronger sense of purpose. The simplicity that discipline brings allows you to fully immerse yourself in whatever you choose to do. Paradoxically, by setting boundaries and creating structure, you gain a deeper sense of freedom to explore, create, and grow, without the distractions that come from lack of direction. Through discipline, you shape the life you want to live rather than being pulled by external demands or fleeting impulses. Finding freedom in discipline is about crafting a life that aligns with your values, where every choice, action, and habit reinforces a sense of purpose. This intentionality allows you to experience life's richness fully, with discipline as your guide, not as a constraint, but as the key to a life lived on your own terms. Chapter 7. Honing Decision-Making Instincts. Making decisions is a continuous part of our lives, yet it's often approached with hesitation and doubt. The ability to make quick, confident choices isn't just a skill, it's a mindset that can be cultivated. Honing this instinct starts with clarity. Knowing what you want in life, understanding your values, and setting clear goals lay the foundation for decision-making. When your purpose is clear, choices become less about wrestling with options and more about identifying which path aligns best with where you want to go. Developing confidence in your choices often involves letting go of the need for absolute certainty. Life rarely presents us with perfect information, and waiting for everything to feel right can lead to missed opportunities. Trusting your instincts means recognizing that every decision carries a degree of uncertainty, and that's okay. With each decision, you're not only committing to a path but also opening yourself to experiences that will provide valuable learning, even if the outcome isn't exactly as you anticipated. To make quick, confident choices, it's helpful to refine your ability to assess a situation at its core. This isn't about overanalyzing every detail, but rather learning to identify the elements that truly matter. When a choice presents itself, focus on how it fits into your broader vision. Does it align with your long-term goals? Does it resonate with your values? By assessing whether a decision feels like a natural extension of your purpose, you can move forward without the burden of second-guessing. Another key to confident decision-making is learning to tune into your intuition. While logic and analysis have their place, there's an often overlooked wisdom in gut feeling. Your intuition is shaped by your experiences, your knowledge, and your subconscious awareness of what feels right or wrong. Trusting this inner compass doesn't mean disregarding logic, but rather integrating a sense of instinctual knowing with rational thought. Over time, you'll find that your intuition sharpens, guiding you toward decisions that are in harmony with who you are and what you want to achieve. Decision-making is also about timing. The ability to recognize an opportunity as it arises and seize it can be transformative. Opportunities are often fleeting, and overthinking can lead to inaction. Cultivating a mindset of decisiveness means learning to commit to a choice without allowing fear of mistakes to hold you back. Some of the greatest successes come from a willingness to make bold decisions and accept the unknown. When you approach choices with a spirit of courage, you'll find that your instincts become sharper, and each decision contributes to a stronger sense of self-trust. When faced with a crossroads, take a moment to visualize each path. Imagine the possibilities, the challenges, and the experiences each choice might bring. Rather than trying to predict every outcome, focus on which path feels most aligned with your vision and resonates with your strengths. This type of mental rehearsal prepares you to act confidently, as you've already envisioned the road ahead. Decision-making in this sense becomes an extension of your identity, a natural response to opportunities that align with the life you're actively creating. As you strengthen your decision-making instincts, you'll start recognizing patterns in the choices you make. Certain types of opportunities may consistently draw you in, while others might feel out of sync. This awareness helps you refine your approach, allowing you to navigate future decisions with greater insight. Over time, each choice becomes a building block, shaping a life that's authentic to your goals and desires. And the more decisions you make, the clearer your instincts become, helping you act swiftly and with conviction. Ultimately, honing decision-making instincts is about cultivating trust in yourself. As you refine your ability to align choices with your goals and values, confidence naturally follows. You'll start to see each decision as a part of the journey, rather than a test you must pass. With this mindset, you're free to take on life's challenges and opportunities with a sense of purpose, knowing that every choice, whether big or small, is guiding you toward a life that resonates with your deepest ambitions. Chapter 8. The Habit of Growth. Growth isn't a destination. It's a journey that unfolds continuously, an active commitment to seeking, learning, and expanding in ways that enhance your understanding and skill. Embracing the habit of growth means adopting an openness to new knowledge and fresh perspectives, letting go of the assumption that we ever arrive fully equipped for the path ahead. Rather, it's the recognition that life itself is a series of chapters, each offering insights, experiences, and skills that will serve us in unique ways at different points in our journey. One of the most empowering aspects of growth is its ability to broaden not only what we know, but also how we think. True growth challenges you to examine assumptions, break free from limiting beliefs, and be willing to approach the unfamiliar. With every new piece of knowledge or skill you acquire, your mind is being rewired, expanding to make space for new possibilities. This openness can transform the way you approach life, from how you handle setbacks to the way you interact with others. It shapes you into a person who isn't rigidly defined by the past, but who remains adaptable, able to respond fluidly to whatever life presents. Learning, in this sense, is far more than an accumulation of facts or expertise. It's a way of life. The most successful people don't view growth as something they do only in a classroom or training setting. They approach each experience as a potential teacher, extracting lessons from everything, from everyday conversations to major challenges. This mindset encourages you to stay curious, to ask questions, and to probe deeper, even when answers are readily available. The habit of growth is like a muscle. The more you use it, the more instinctual it becomes to actively seek out opportunities to expand your mind. An essential part of fostering growth is embracing the discomfort that often accompanies learning something new. Growth by nature pushes you out of your comfort zone, nudging you into areas where you might feel awkward or uncertain. It's tempting to shy away from this discomfort, but it's precisely in these moments that real growth happens. Each time you face something that challenges you, you're building resilience, cultivating patience, and learning how to navigate uncertainty. As you grow comfortable with discomfort, you build a foundation that can support you in any new endeavor, empowering you to face the unknown with confidence. Lifelong growth is also deeply connected to cultivating a mindset of curiosity. Curiosity fuels exploration, urging you to explore fields, subjects, or skills that may not have an immediate, practical purpose. It encourages you to see the world with fresh eyes, where every interaction, every experience holds something new to learn. Curiosity invites you to observe without judgment, to consider perspectives that might differ from your own, and to explore subjects that could ultimately reveal something valuable about yourself and the world around you. By keeping this spirit of curiosity alive, you're continually feeding your mind and heart with new possibilities. Growth also means evolving through the people you surround yourself with. Learning is contagious. Being around those who share a commitment to growth elevates your own aspirations, sparking ideas and encouraging you to stretch further. Meaningful relationships with people who challenge and inspire you help create an environment where growth flourishes. These connections provide feedback, offer new viewpoints, and share knowledge, allowing you to expand in ways you might never achieve alone. Such relationships become a mirror, reflecting back your potential and reinforcing the pursuit of excellence in every area of life. Moreover, embracing the habit of growth requires understanding that setbacks and failures are vital to the process. These experiences teach you lessons that successes often can't. Each setback is a lesson in humility, resilience, and adaptability, reminding you that growth isn't about avoiding failure, but about learning from it. When you treat each challenge as an opportunity to learn, you become less fearful of taking risks and more focused on what each experience has to offer. The willingness to face failure head-on is one of the most powerful drivers of growth, turning each experience into a stepping stone for future success. Growth isn't about transforming overnight. It's about small, continuous steps forward. Some days, growth might look like mastering a new skill. On other days, it might simply be adjusting your mindset to handle life with a little more grace. Over time, these incremental gains compound, leading to significant transformation. When growth becomes a habit, it becomes inseparable from who you are, a quiet but powerful commitment that shapes everything you do. With this mindset, you're prepared to adapt, evolve, and meet the world not as a fixed, unchanging entity, but as a dynamic individual ready to thrive in any circumstances life may bring. Chapter 9. Renewal through Reflection. Life moves at a rapid pace, and amidst the hustle, it's easy to get swept away by the constant demands of the day. Yet one of the most powerful tools for maintaining clarity and direction is the practice of regularly stepping back to reflect on your journey. Reflection is not just about looking back. It's about creating a space to reassess where you are, what you've learned, and how you want to move forward. When you pause to reflect, you give yourself the opportunity to reset, recalibrate, and realign your actions with your deeper intentions. This regular check-in with yourself is not about perfection or self-criticism, but about fostering a habit of introspection that helps you stay attuned to your evolving needs and desires. Reflection helps you see where you've been and how far you've come, even in moments when progress may feel slow or imperceptible. It offers you the chance to celebrate small wins that might otherwise go unnoticed, and also gives you insight into areas where you might be drifting away from your true purpose or values. The beauty of reflection lies in its power to reveal patterns that you may have missed in the moment. When you take time to think about your choices, your emotions, and your responses, you start to identify recurring themes: what drives you, what drains you, what excites you, and what holds you back. This awareness allows you to make more conscious decisions in the future, shaping your path in a way that aligns with your evolving understanding of who you are and where you're headed. It's through this lens of reflection that we often realize that our goals, once clearly defined, may not hold the same meaning or urgency as they did when we first set them. As life unfolds, we grow and change, and so do our priorities. Goals that once felt critical might shift, or new aspirations may arise, requiring a redefinition of success. Reflection allows you to check in with your goals, asking whether they still reflect your current desires and values, or whether they need to be adjusted to meet the person you're becoming. Without this conscious reevaluation, it's easy to continue working towards something that no longer serves your true purpose or satisfaction. This process of redefining goals is not an indication of failure, but rather a sign of growth. It's a testament to your evolving understanding of your needs and desires. You may realize that what once felt essential is now a stepping stone to something greater, or you might find that a completely different direction aligns better with your current state of mind and heart. Reflection gives you the clarity to recognize when to pivot, when to push forward, and when to take a step back, ensuring that you're always acting in alignment with your true self. Reflection also acts as a powerful tool for mental and emotional well-being. When we're caught in the whirlwind of daily life, it's easy to overlook our emotional state and mental health. Taking a step back to reflect on how you're truly feeling allows you to process emotions that may have been buried beneath the surface. It gives you permission to check in with your inner world, acknowledging the full range of your experiences without judgment. Through this awareness, you can address concerns before they snowball into bigger issues, ensuring that your mental and emotional health is nurtured as much as your external accomplishments. Incorporating regular moments of reflection into your routine creates space for personal growth that is both intentional and organic. By revisiting your thoughts, feelings, and actions, you make intentional choices about how to move forward. This habit keeps you grounded in your values, keeps you aligned with your purpose, and gives you the courage to make adjustments when life requires it. Whether it's through journaling, meditation, or simply taking a quiet moment in the day to breathe and reflect. These pauses can bring you back into alignment with your deepest aspirations. In a world that encourages constant doing, the act of slowing down to reflect can feel counterproductive. But in reality, it's one of the most productive practices you can engage in. It helps you reclaim your time, your energy, and your focus. Rather than rushing toward your goals without stopping to assess whether they still serve you, reflection empowers you to build a life that is deliberate, meaningful, and true to who you are becoming. It's an ongoing conversation with yourself, a way to ensure that you're not just moving through life, but actively shaping it in a way that brings you fulfillment, peace, and growth. Chapter 10. Leaving your mark. There is a deep desire in all of us to leave a mark on the world, to know that our lives have mattered, and that we have contributed something meaningful. But the truth is that making an impact doesn't require grand gestures or monumental acts. Often, the most lasting contributions are made in the quiet moments, through the small, intentional actions we take every day. These actions compound over time, building a legacy that resonates long after we're gone. Living in alignment with your purpose is the key to crafting a life that leaves a mark. When you're aligned with what you believe in, every decision you make, every interaction you have, is infused with intention and meaning. It's not just about achieving goals or accumulating success. It's about living with a sense of direction, about being grounded in your core values and making choices that reflect those values. This alignment creates authenticity, and authenticity is magnetic. It draws others to you, inspires them, and has a ripple effect that extends beyond your own sphere. The beauty of living with purpose is that it's not about doing more, but about doing what matters most. We often get caught in the whirlwind of expectations, societal, familial, personal, and lose sight of what truly brings us fulfillment. Purpose isn't found by chasing after every opportunity that comes our way, but by being clear on the kind of person we want to become and the impact we wish to have. It's about tuning into what excites you, what challenges you, and what makes you feel alive. When you are in tune with your purpose, the small actions you take each day are aligned with your greater vision for the world. These small actions are often the ones that go unnoticed by others, but they are the ones that shape your life and the lives of those around you. It might be the way you show kindness to a stranger, or the way you listen deeply when someone shares their struggles. It might be the quiet hours you spend honing your craft, or the moments you dedicate to improving yourself. These seemingly insignificant choices, repeated day in and day out, weave the fabric of your legacy. They are what make you stand out in a world full of noise, because they reflect your true self in a way that nothing else can. Leaving your mark also requires a certain level of courage. It takes courage to be yourself, to pursue what matters to you, and to let go of the need for approval or validation. When you live authentically, you open yourself up to criticism, judgment, and even rejection. But the beauty of walking your own path is that you create space for others to do the same. In a world where so many are searching for purpose and meaning, your commitment to living with intention becomes an example, a beacon that lights the way for others to find their own. Your life becomes a testament to the power of showing up, day after day, as your most authentic self. The small actions that create a lasting impact are not always visible in the moment, but they begin to accumulate in ways that are impossible to ignore. Over time, your influence expands beyond your immediate circle and begins to touch others in ways that you may never fully comprehend. The ripple effect is far-reaching, and it begins with a single action, a simple choice to do something with integrity, to act from a place of genuine care and concern, to pursue what you truly believe in. These moments of clarity and action don't just transform your own life, they have the potential to transform the lives of those around you. Think of the people who have impacted your own life, the ones who taught you something, showed you kindness when you needed it most, or inspired you to think differently. More than likely, their influence came not from a single dramatic act, but from a series of small, consistent gestures that aligned with who they were. They didn't set out to change your life, but their commitment to living with authenticity, passion, and integrity created a lasting impression. As you walk through your own life, every day offers the opportunity to leave a mark. It doesn't have to be something monumental, but it does have to be something genuine. Whether you're building a business, raising a family, or simply moving through your daily routine, your choices matter. The way you show up, both in the big moments and the small ones, determines the legacy you leave behind. These actions are the real test of character, not the accolades or external measures of success. Living a life that aligns with your purpose isn't always easy. It requires reflection, it demands courage, and it asks for persistence. But the rewards are immeasurable. When you live with intention, your actions become a reflection of your inner values. And your mark on the world is not just about what you achieve, it's about who you become and the influence you have on others as a result. Conclusion. What if, after all the effort and striving, the greatest key to a productive life wasn't about doing more, but about doing what truly matters? What if the most profound achievements didn't come from chasing after every fleeting goal, but from aligning your actions with a deeper sense of purpose, commitment, and self-awareness? Throughout this journey, you've discovered that productivity isn't just about managing time or maximizing output. It's about creating a life that flows with intention, where each step is a reflection of your values, your passions, and your personal growth. True productivity is rooted in the ability to make conscious choices, to nurture the relationships that uplift you, and to honor your energy and well-being. The path to fulfillment doesn't always follow a straight line. There will be detours, delays, and moments that challenge your resolve. But if you've learned anything along the way, it's that resilience, clarity, and purpose are the forces that guide you through the ups and downs. It's not about avoiding obstacles. It's about using each one as an opportunity to rise, grow, and become more aligned with the life you're meant to live. The true measure of your success isn't found in a checklist of completed tasks or milestones. It's found in the quiet moments of reflection, the small intentional choices you make every single day, and the legacy of a life lived on your own terms. As you move forward, remember that the keys to a productive life are not just about how much you can accomplish, but about how deeply you engage with each moment. And in that engagement, you unlock the real magic, a life that feels fulfilling, meaningful, and in perfect alignment with who you are and what you stand for.